Hello, I'm Mr. Kleve, also known as the Mr. Funky Teacher. I'm so glad you're joining me on this video here. Now, if you're checking out this video, you're probably wanting to see my 5th grade students performing as great American figures in history. Now, in just a moment, I'll get off the video screen and let you see my 5th graders performing as these great Americans in history. But before I do that, I want to share a few things with you. The first thing is a quote. A simple quote. You can change the world. This simple quote, you can change the world, has been hanging in my classroom for the past 12 years as a professional educator. And this is not something that is hanging in my classroom, it's a quote that I live by. And it's a quote that I teach as an educator because I believe I can change the world by inspiring my students to greatness. But I also want to teach the students who sit right here in my classroom how they can change the world and inspire them to make the world a better place through changing it. Now that's not an easy task, exactly. And one of the things that I do is I started doing a Great Americans unit years ago, 11 years ago in fact, I started doing a Great Americans unit. And why did I start doing that 11 years ago? Is because I wanted them to study great Americans who change the world, who make the world a better place. Now really great Americans, they can be people who are not famous. They can be people right here in our community. They can be firefighters, they can be police officers, business leaders right here in the community who do things to make our America and make the world a better place. And then there's more famous people and more well-known people who might have changed the world on more of a grander, huge scale, but there's so many people right here in the United States, current and past, who have changed the world and made the world a better place. And so what I do is I focus on famous people in history, whether they be living or deceased. Famous great Americans for the research aspect, so we can pull up research and access research of these great Americans. And then I have students create, it's just a whole unit all around great Americans. It's a beautiful thing, because what happens is I'm all focused on making history come alive and with excitement and energy, where it's not boring, where students aren't sitting here snoring in class because they're bored, tears out of their mind. I don't want to do that. I want them to be excited and fired up about learning history. And so teaching history, there's so many fun ways to teach history. One of the ways is reenacting history. And so this Great Americans was a perfect fit, where I teach content through the Great Americans unit. And as part of this unit, I also teach research skills. I teach writing skills, and then I also teach oral speaking skills, communication skills, if you will, where students they get to pick some famous great American in history. Now this can be a person alive or deceased, and the person has to be either American born or the person had to have become an American citizen. I think of Albert Einstein, for example, who was born in Germany, but he became an American citizen later in life. Just, once again, American born or became an American citizen. And the person researches those using community resources, using resources right here we have in our school and in our classrooms and in the internet. And students create research papers around their great Americans that they chose to research. And then what they do is they have to create, after the research paper is done and they type it up using technology with Google Docs, then they have to create a 5-minute oral presentation to present right here in the classroom. And then what they do is they create another presentation. It's a shorter presentation that they share at the Great Americans Wax Museum in our gym, where we invite, let me tell you, we invite administrators, and we invite parents, and we invite all the students in the school. It's a huge, community leaders, it's a huge thing we do right here in our school. And it's just, this is the 11th year that I've done this, where the whole Great Americans unit, and it gets bigger and bigger and more in depth and more exciting each year that I do it. And it takes collaboration with the other 5th grade teachers that I work with, whether in past years and in the present with the 5th grade teacher I work with now. Some years I worked by myself as a 5th grade teacher, and so, there's just it's a huge unit that is very, very powerful. And you look at what you're going to see here in just a moment is the 5th grade students from Mr. Kleve's classroom sharing what they're going to share at the Wax Museum. It's just so exciting. I'm so fired up for you to see and to hear. I mean, you're going to see them dressed as they're great Americans. You're going to hear them talking as if they were great Americans. And you can see their passion, you can see their excitement with history coming alive. It's just really a special thing, and it's something that they're going to remember for a lifetime. And that's all I love when as a teacher, if I can create experiences that will stay with them until the day that they die as people. Because, you know, those are the things, you know, they're not necessarily going to remember reading chapter 4, lesson 2 out of a textbook. But if they get to become someone famous in history, man, they're going to remember that. And if they're and when they're learning about these great Americans, they're going to learn that these people did great things and amazing things for America and for the world. But they're also going to learn that these people had challenges. They faced adversity and challenges in their life. They're going to learn that these people were not perfect and they made mistakes and they were just people like you and me, and they tripped over their words sometimes, you know, and they just had challenges, and they were people. And sometimes in society we put people, we put famous people up on pedestals where, you know, we have to, well, we're going to worship and honor them, and you know, that's not a good thing to do, is putting people up on a pedestal, because we have to realize that, hey, we need to respect some of these great Americans and people who do such wonderful things for our country and for our world. But they're people. They're honestly, they're people. You know, they have their flaws and imperfections, and if I can get that message across to my 5th graders, then they can carry that message with them out in the world. We go back to where they can believe that they can change the world. If they can see that these people that they're studying and that they're portraying had their own challenges, but yet they still were great and they were able to do such wonderful things in this world, that's going to inspire them and make connections that they can do good in the world too, and that they can be the change in the world they want to see. It's you know, quoting Gandhi. It just, that's what my hope is. And so this Great Americans unit, focused on history, it's just a beautiful unit, and I do hope that you enjoy watching Mr. Kleve's 5th graders share what they're gonna what they're performing at the 2015 Great Americans Wax Museum. I thank you so much for your time. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Harriet Tubman, a slave that fought for black rights. I am famous for helping most slaves find freedom through the Underground Railroad. Safe house through safe house. In 1819, Dorchester, Maryland, I was born. A famous quote I have said is, I can say what most conductors can't say. I have never led my train off track, and I have never lost a passenger.
Hi, my name is Tom Osborne. I was born on February 23rd, 1937 in Hastings, Nebraska. I am a former American football player coach for the University of Nebraska. I coach as the head coach for Nebraska for 25 years. One of my famous quotes is, everybody has to do what everybody has to do.
Hi, my name is Molly Pitcher. I was born on October 13, 1754. I died on January 22nd, 1832. I am famous because I brought water to the soldiers in the Revolutionary War against England. When my husband got injured in the war, I started fighting in his place. One of my most famous quotes is, "These are the times that try men's souls."
Hello, my name is Oprah Winfrey. I am a famous talk show host for the Oprah Winfrey Show. I was in the movie The Color Purple. I won an Emmy for being in the movie The Color Purple. One of my most famous quotes is, every person matters.
Hi, I am Albert Einstein. I was the smartest person in the world. I was born in Germany, but then left to the United States and became an American citizen. I was known as the person of the century. I was the first celebrity scientist. One of my famous quotes is, "A life lived for others is a life worth the while."
My name is Albert Winfrey. I was born in January 11, 1925. I am a British American singer and actor. One of my most famous songs is That's Alright. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Babe Ruth. I like to play baseball. Whenever I hit the ball, I would point where it go. I'm known as the best hitter in baseball history. My famous quote is, "Never let the fears of striking out get in the way."
Hi, I'm Dr. Seuss. I was born in 1904 and died in 1991. I am famous for making many books for children. A special event for me was when I got my first book published and it was almost instantly famous. My wife died and I had to work during the Great Depression. A famous quote I said is, "The more that you read, the more that you know."
Hi, my name is Squanto. I'm one Native American that saved the pilgrims from dying in the winter. I taught them how to fish, farm, and hunt. I was captured by England's forces and sent to England for 2 years. This is one of an old Native American sayings. Always give thanks to the unknown blessing.
Hello, my name is Rosa Parks. I was always tired of having to give up my seat to a white person on a bus. So one day I said no, and because I stuck up for my rights and said no, I was arrested. I became a civil activist. I was also awarded many different awards for my actions that day on that bus. One of my most famous quotes is, "Reacham is still with us, but it is time to prepare our children for what they have to meet, and hopefully we shall overcome."
I am Neil Armstrong. I'm the most famous astronaut in the world. I was the very first person on the moon. I got my pilot's license at 16 years old and before my driver's license. Right when I jumped on the moon, I said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
My name is Muhammad Ali. I'm the world heavyweight boxing champion. I got tired of being Sonny Liston, and I retired from boxing because later on in life, I found I had Parkinson's disease. Since I couldn't fight anymore, I became a painter in Louisville, Kentucky. One of my favorite quotes is, "Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. My hands can't hit, but my eyes can see."
Hello, my name is Abraham Lincoln. I was born in 1809 and I helped free slavery because I made slavery illegal. I got married to Mary Todd Lincoln in 1840 and I got voted for senator and president. I got assassinated by John Wilkes, Washington, D.C., Ford's Theater, 1860. And one of my most famous sayings are, "The only way to predict the future is to create it."
Hello, I am Johnny Epstein and Great American. I planted apple trees in many parts of America. I made friends with the native tribes. I died of pneumonia and my real name is John Chapman. Well, I do not have a famous quote. I help many people through the gift of apples.
Hi, my name is Michael Jordan. I am the world's greatest basketball player who ever lived. I play for the Chicago Bulls, and here is one of my most famous quotes. I missed 9,000 shots in my career, and I lost 300 games 26 times, and I've been trusted to take the winning shot, but I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed.
Hello, my name is Jackie Robinson. I was born in 1919 in Curio, Georgia, January 31st. I died in 1972 in Stanford, California, November 24th. My real name is Jack Roosevelt Robinson. One of my most famous quotes are, "A life is not important except the impact it has on others."
Hi, my name is Laura Ingalls Wilder. I'm a famous author because I wrote the Little House book series. I got married to Almanza Wilder August 25, 1885, and I had a daughter named Rose. One of my most famous quotes is, "Home is the nicest word."
Hi, my name is George Washington. I was the first president of the United States of America. Here, I chopped down a cherry tree and never told a lie. Hey, I got married to Martha Quest. We had 2 kids when we got married. Hey, here's one of my famous quotes. A constitution is a guy which never will be abandoned.
Hello, my name is Martin Luther King Jr. and I was a civil rights activist who said that all people should be treated the same way. And I was married to Coretta Scott. One of my most famous quotes is, "I have a dream that one day down in Alabama with this vicious race and this governor having his lips tipping over. One day right there down in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls would join hands with little white boys and little white girls like brothers and sisters. I have a dream today."